Greetings and welcome back once again to Valmy in Republican Bayonets on the Rhine. So, without further ado, let's see what has happened. Anything crazy, I wonder? He's bringing up that fresh cavalry to obviously stop me from doing what I was intending. And he's also pulling back all that other cavalry. Some chasseurs. And some more heavy cav, more heavy cav. Or just regular cav, rather. Some hussars. Cavalry. Chasseurs. More cavalry. More hussars. More hussar. Plenty of hussars. Hmm. Ow. Oof. I managed to rout those National Guards. Thankfully, National Guards tend to be incredibly brittle, because they are generally very low quality. Which is a big advantage, to say the least. Ow. "66 men. Boom. That was painful, to say the least. "102nd Line Regiment. Ow! An unfortunate bloody mess. I've lost nearly well over 2 times the number of men at 6,804. Plus all the guns, bit of supply, and naturally including the Crown Prince who was wounded. Which is not a good thing, to say the least. Alright. Yep, they routed because I'm wholly not surprised. One of them routed, not surprised. They routed, not surprised. They both routed. Again, not surprised. And beyond being not surprised, I don't blame them either. So, Colonel Anonymous, you're going to do that. Wait, I should do what I... Ow. Let's do what I meant to do first. Ow. Let's do what I meant to do first. The guns. You are not going to fire because I'm going to limber you up. I'll limber you up. You shall blast there. And in the process you did next to nothing. Ostendorf, foot battery. IR-47, you're going to blast at them. 37. The Burneck foot artillery battery. My guns are not really doing all that much, unfortunately. IR-41 and IR-9. So you are going to limber up and move forward. You are moving forward. And unsurprisingly, you're limbering up and moving forward. You are moving forward. Right, let's just do everything over here first. So, what can we do? I could charge him. Probably not going to do anything. Yeah, not really going to achieve much, so... In this case, let's do that. You are gonna basically come up here and face off and have a face off with this lot. And then General Kohler with his cavalry is going to zoom off after this lot. So Ludwig of Württemberg and then Klackenruth will go sit over here. You will limber up, as will you. So let's do this. You can't push them because they're in the trees naturally. So in this case, just blast at them, try and dislodge them. It's the only real option in this situation. So we're just going to try and get them dislodged. Now, the Brunswickers. And then the Waldeck's will remain behind there. You are all in your nice position. You are going to fall back. You are going to fall in line. General Schoenfeld. Oh, not Schoenfeld. The Schoenfeld Regiment and the Budberg Regiment will remain there. I could charge these dragoons, but I'm not going to achieve anything because it would just be charging into formed line infantry. Not a good recipe. Plink. Plink. We'll just plink away. You will blast them. I gave him 30 for 12. That's a good, at least, exchange. Now, the Prince Louis of Baden. Prince Louis of Baden is to lead his remaining troops up here. So the Wolframsdorf regiment, among others. You are to commit them forward to basically try and sort of keep the rest of this lot out of trouble. Now, Wittenghoff, you will fall back as well. Konitz. Now, I could attempt something, but again, I don't think it's going to do anything. So Kleist. You're just going to overrun them because, well... And then you will just go there. Hohenlohe, you're the Hohenlohes, you're the Kleist, you're Kleist. Blast at them. Now, in the meantime, let us also grab my Austrians and get them charging up the road more. Here comes the Coburg Dragoons and the lead elements of the Austrian infantry, which in this case is all a glorious blob of Freikorps, which I can't do much with. But they are skirmishers, so... And then next turn or so... Yeah, next turn, the lead elements of the actual Austrian infantry will arrive. So next 2 turns, the rest of the Austrians will arrive. Which is a good thing, but also... Can I break him at this point? Probably not. But you never know. You will go there. Ow. The Duke of Brunswick will probably... At the rate we're going, he's probably going to just call it quits. I am going to commit the Bloodbergs forward, I think. I'll get picked at by the skirmisher line, as you can see. I'm fighting this too much like a 7 Years' War battle. That's my big issue. I'm fighting this far, far too much like a 7 Years' War battle. The Schoenfeld. Hurry up and rally, you fools. So, for now... one squadron will face that way. Just in case they want to charge me. Lothar and his cat. De Corbinier. I'll have him try and rally that lot. So 7,000 men near enough to what? Full? Pretty bad. Pretty bad, but let's go to the melee. Who's not facing you two? No prediction. Not worth it. So, melee-wise... advantage defender. That's not a good sign. Ow. There we go. The Marne National Guard and the Vienne National Guard. So again, both National Guard. The Paris National Guard. The IC National Guard. Prince of Baden. We'll do that. And then down here, we will hit and murderize these skirmishers. It's not a lot, but hey ho, it helps. It helps with my feelings, if nothing else. Because again, all things considered, this is going pretty bad. Could it be going a lot better? Absolutely. It could also be going quite a lot worse. Having sort of bashed my way through here, I at least have an opportunity, he says, knowing full well it's not that big an opportunity, but it is an opportunity. So again, having routed a good chunk of National Guard over here, it's just a case of waiting to push, really. This cavalry, hopefully something will break here, and then I can just charge my cavalry through the gap or into the side of something. That would be nice, but I highly doubt it will happen. Still, for now, however, gonna have to start. Whoops, did not mean to do that. But we're gonna have to start trying to be a bit more subtle, or I might even have to start withdrawing and start basically pulling back to the very ridge this all started at on. So if I start falling back to this ridge where it all started and basically say, alright, French, you've beaten off my attack, now you're going to have to attack me if you want me to do anything. I know that wouldn't be... I know that's not going to do much in the grand scheme of things, but... Still, for now, I thank you all for watching. I hope you've been enjoying the series. If you haven't, please let me know. Let me know what I could improve. But until next time, bye-bye for now. So until then, see ya.